It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, Private Investigator Ed Opperman, and tonight we are doing a special live Sunday night broadcast. That we're able to do now that we have a little extra income coming in from the members section, so we were able to do extra shows during the week besides the Friday night shows that we do every week that you can find on Talk Superstation and PSN Radio. And Wolf Spirit Radio, and that whole Awake Radio network of shows. Awake Radio US, Awake Radio UK, Awake Radio Australia, 1800 Online, Shizaz Radio, Scottish Sovereign on the Land, and all the Awake Radio network shows that we do for you on Friday night. But now that we've started the member section, we have a little extra funds to keep us going here, keep us functioning. So not only are we able to do those extra shows for you in the member section on OppermanReport.com, but we're also able to do extra shows during the week and Sunday nights. But kind of fell to be a night, Sunday night, 6 o'clock, when we usually have been able to do some shows for you. Extra content. One thing I want to do is I'd like to ask a favor of the audience is that I want to see how many people are listening on Sunday nights because I can't track it as well as I can on the Friday night show. Sunday nights we're live on Spreaker. Then it goes up on TuneIn and Stitcher and MyRadiostreams.com and iHeartRadio. Then it goes on YouTube. So I can track what happens on YouTube and Spreaker, but I can't track anything else. I can't see how many people are listening. So I'd like to get some kind of indication on if it's worth it to do these shows and how many people are listening live and on TuneIn and stuff like that, and even YouTube and that kind of stuff. So if you're listening to the show, either live right now or during the week, if you go to YouTube or something like that or Spreaker and you listen to the show, please go to Facebook and give me a like on the Opperman Report Facebook page. Or what can you do? You can go to Spreaker, and you could follow us on Spreaker, or leave a comment there, or the little heart-like thing on Spreaker. Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. That's where we're live. That's like the main tool, the pathway that we use to broadcast on all this other stuff. Let's see, what else can you do? You can kind of send me a message. I guess you can send me, I don't know, because the emails and stuff kind of get a little overwhelming. Which is another thing I'd like to talk about. I was hoping to get into this after my interview tonight with Tara Ann, who's an insider down there. She's just visited her husband or her boyfriend down there at the Dannemora prison, the Clifton Correctional Facility up there in upstate New York. And she's going to give us some inside information about, because she has a loved one who's there in that prison as a prisoner. So I'm having trouble getting a hold of her, so I'm trying to get through right now. If we can't get through, I guess we got no show, right? We could take calls. As a matter of fact, why don't we take calls while we're waiting for it? 702-605-4894. And what I'll do is I'll try and hit her up here on Facebook and see if she's ready to go on. Her name is Tara Ann. She lives up there. She was just visiting the prison today. She has a loved one there who has a lawsuit against the prison. They just beat the crap out of him. I'm live on the air now. You ready? Okay, I know we tried to do the show last week with her, and what happened was we had a problem with her there was some rain up there, and she couldn't get through on her Skype wasn't working. She couldn't get an internet connection, so we had to cancel the interview last week. So that's where we are now. So hopefully we'll get a hold of our guest Tara Ann, who was just up there visiting the Dannemora prison with her loved one in there, who has a lawsuit against the people running the prison because they beat the crap out of them. If not, give me a call, 702-605-4894, while we're waiting to get a hold of our guest. Otherwise, I can give you some updates about what's been going on. We just did a show Friday night with St. John Hunt, who is the son of E. Howard Hunt, the Watergate burglar, and he was involved in the Bay of Pigs. And he was also confessed to assassinating John F. Kennedy, a CIA agent, all that kind of stuff. So we interviewed St. John Hunt for about 3 hours. And it was I really enjoyed the interview. And I know St. John did as well. And we've been communicating a bit off the air about maybe some future projects that we can maybe put on together. And I think he has a wealth of information there that needs to get out into the public. So we're looking forward to doing that with you. During the week, I interviewed Hank Harrison, the father of Courtney Love. And that interview is in the members section on OppermanReport.com. And Hank Harrison had some incredible information to reveal to us, to share with us during that interview about a couple of best friends of his. Way back years ago when they were in Ireland, and these guys were CIA agents, and these guys, one of them actually had a relationship with Courtney Love. It kind of was back and forth. It's hard to tell if he says that Courtney Love was underage when they had this relationship, or if she was over 18 or what. I got the impression that she was a child and he was an adult, and they had some kind of relationship, and so Courtney Love was dating at least a full-blown CIA agent there in Ireland back around that time. I guess she was like around 15 years old. But he also makes some allegations, too, as well, that Courtney was involved in child sex trafficking and providing children for sexual activity to powerful elites and parties and all kind of stuff like that. So that's a fascinating interview. We're going to be doing a press release on that, and I suspect it's going to get a lot of mainstream media coverage. So that'll be coming out. It's already up on the Opperman Report section. But what we'll do is I'll be putting out a press release on that, and hopefully it'll be getting some mainstream media coverage. Coming up next Friday, we have Dave McGowan is coming on our show. As you know, Dave McGowan, the author of Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon. He's the author of what's that called? Program to Kill, which is a book about serial killers and about how he makes a thread of connections through these famous serial killings and his own investigation, his own reporting on it. Fascinating work. So we'll be having him on Friday coming up, as long as his health allows, because he just had some chemotherapy this week. From what I understand, he's okay to come on. If he's not, no problem. We'll reschedule. We'll bring someone to fill in. So Dave, his website is Center for an Informed America. People who listen to this show, that enjoy this show, know that I talk about Dave McGowan all the time. I mention his books all the time. He's been on this show about 4 or 5 times already. So he's one of us. We need you to support him, because right now, while he's going through this cancer treatment and this, what do you call it, this, can't work. You know, while he's getting this chemotherapy, he can't work, so we need to support him. And when he's coming on next week. So his website right now is Center for an Informed America. And you can go there right now tonight and make a PayPal donation to Dave. By the way, too, that which would be another indication to find out that people are listening tonight. If Dave were to suddenly get a couple of donations tonight, that would be really mean a lot to me. Or if we got a couple of donations to Opperman Report at gmail.com through PayPal, or a new member signed up at the member section. Some kind of indication that there's people out there and that you want me to be doing these Sunday night shows. because, it's extra work, it's extra time. They got to book a guest, you got to prepare for it. I did all this preparation on this Dannemora prison escape with these two characters, David Sweat and Richard Matt, and their whole story, what's going on with them, about how these guys supposedly tunneled out of this prison. My guest is reporting to me that she thinks that someone had to walk them out of there. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'd like to really get into this when the guest does finally come through and we get her on here. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. You can also Skype in at ed.opperman. So I'm not sitting here flailing around, just coming up with things to talk about. Now, get this. Guess who we have coming on, guys? Okay? And tell me I'm not working for you. I'm not putting in 100% for you. Alex Constantine, okay, is going to be coming on our show. I finally got a hold of Alex, and he agreed to come on. We're going to set a date in July, and he's going to be coming on the show. Here's the guy. We used to hang out down at on Usenet when Usenet first came out around 96, 97, around that time. And all the same kind of forums about the McMartin preschool and about the OJ trial and all these different topics. And I'd say it's interesting, too, because Alex Constantine, I appreciate so much of his research, but at the time, whenever he would write about mind control, I would stop right there and I would not follow up on that research. I just could not accept it, that mind control was real. And I just rejected it, just out of hand, without even listening to it or considering it. And now, you look now, here it is 20 years later. And we just see how it's so embedded in our life here. And everything we're doing, everything we talk about, that it seems to come up out of everything. It seems like my guest here, Tara Ann, may not be coming on tonight. I can't seem to locate her because I don't know. She doesn't seem to be on the air, online or what. Her Skype says she's not on, and she doesn't seem to be on Facebook. She's not responding to me on Facebook. So hopefully we'll get a hold of her. Hey, I want to give a shout out to these guys who own this bar in Las Vegas called The Bar. And they got several locations here. And we just ran into a little problem today. And the owner of this place gave us a ride, just to help us out and gave us a ride. Really cool guy. So I want to give him a shout out to The Bar. They have 4 locations here in Las Vegas. One is at 11624 Bermuda Avenue in Henderson, and there's 3 more locations. There's a couple up in Summerlin, Nevada, and a really cool guy helped us out, and I promised him I would pay it forward. Christian guy just came from church and ran into us at the post office and gave us a ride. Let me see if I can find those locations. If you're in Las Vegas, you can give a visit to these guys. Let's see. There's one on Bermuda and St. Rose Avenue in Henderson. That's nearby where I live. There's another one up on Flamingo and Grand Canyon. That's all the way up northwest. There's another one at Tropicana and Durango, again northwest. And there's one on Las Vegas Boulevard. I'm not sure exactly where. And they just opened up. And it's called The Bar. So if you come to Las Vegas and you're here, or you live in Las Vegas, I know a lot of people listening to the show live in Las Vegas, check these guys out. Really cool guy, really nice guy. I met him and his wife today. And just out of the blue, they saw us sitting there in the post office and said, hey, you guys need a ride? And gave us a ride home. We didn't have to walk for like an hour, which is very nice. It's about 110 degrees out there. So, once again, we are waiting for our guest. Let's see. Maybe she's... okay. So, we're waiting for our guest, Tara Ann, here. We were scheduled to go on tonight. Seem to have trouble finding her. If we don't get a phone call or something like that, we'll just cancel the show. We'll do it next week. But I would like to get some indication on how many people are tuning in on Sunday night. So if you can go to the Facebook page and click like on there, or sign up for the member section. That's always great. Now let's see. So we have Alex Constantine coming on. I also have this woman coming on who wrote a book about these activists that they did a burglary at the FBI offices, and they uncovered all the documents that uncovered the COINTELPRO program. Okay, so without this first burglary by these guys, one guy was a college professor, and some of the rest of them were activists. And so without that burglary, that crime, we would not know anything about COINTELPRO. They wouldn't have admitted it if we didn't catch him in the act first. So we have her coming on in the next month or so. I also have a survivor from Waco, from the Waco massacre, is going to be coming on our show and talking about his experience there at the Branch Davidian compound there in Waco, Texas. Before, but the cops raided the place. And also, too, we're working on this guy who was an expert, did some videotaping. And his theory is that the ATF shot their own guys as they were breaking in. And it's a pretty good case. I looked at some of the videos on YouTube and stuff like that. He lays out a pretty good case. So I'd like to get him on as well. So we're going to be covering Waco. Alex Constantine covers a lot of stuff. He covers the OJ trial. He covers Metzger, Bill Metzger, the second Manson guy who was involved in the Son of Sam killings. Oh boy, he gets into all kinds of stuff, man. Alex Constantine just did some great research back in the 90s. The McMartin preschool we'll be getting into, satanic ritual abuse, all that kind of stuff with Alex Constantine. We could be doing 10 shows with this guy. This guy's great. And he doesn't do a lot of interviews either. Neither does St. John Hunt. We were lucky to get him because he doesn't do a lot of interviews either. And he was very happy with the interview we did on Friday night. And I was very happy too as well. I was very excited about that. So like I said, we're taking calls, 702-605-4894. Otherwise, we'll just go to a half hour and we'll just drop it there. And we'll try and reschedule this prison guest for next week. We'll do that. But like I said, I want to get an indication of how many people are listening to this show on Sunday nights. If you can go to Facebook and click a like on there, or if you can go to Spreaker.com and look up the Opera Report and follow over there. If we got a new follower tonight, I'll see, hey, people are listening. Or YouTube. If you go to the Opperman Report YouTube channel, and if you subscribe to that, or leave a comment, then I'll know, that there's enough people out there that are actually bothering with this Sunday night show that we're trying to do for you. I know the guests don't seem to be bothering, right? They don't seem to care. Well, let's find out what's going on, okay? If the listeners actually care. One more thing. Speaking to the listeners, a little problem we have going on here is Fridays, okay? In general, Fridays, I'm really busy trying to prepare for the Friday show. And I know there's a lot of listeners that are really excited. They can't wait to hear the Friday show. So they start messaging me on Facebook and they start sending me emails and stuff like that all throughout Friday. They want to chat with me and different stuff like that. It's getting to be overwhelming. And then Friday night, we got the show after Friday. They want to chat. And then Saturday, people want to chat. And even Sunday. Then the show's repeated. You guys got to understand. So there's a big chunk of people that listen live Friday. Then it's repeated Saturday morning. Then there's another repeat Saturday night on Para X Radio. Then Sunday morning it's on Penny Entertainment. Then again Tuesday it's on a late night in the Midlands. So there's different chunks of people all over the place that listen to this show for the first time during this period of time, from Friday morning until Tuesday night. And I'm getting an overwhelming number of messages and contacts from people. So a couple of things I got to ask for you. One, please, let's take it easy with these Facebook messages, with the private messages, okay? Only if it's like really serious stuff, business related. If you have a really good guest, a lot of phone calls, guys, okay? And I love everyone who's interested in these same topics that we're talking about on the show. I love you all. Don't get me wrong. But this is my 800 number. That's for my business where I earn a living. And when people are calling me on the 800 number just to chat or to talk about the show and stuff like that, I pay for that. That's like a collect call. I'm paying for that by the minute. One, I can't afford that. And the other thing, too, is that there are clients trying to call in and talk to me that can't because I'm on the phone with someone who wants to chat about a radio show. So when you do these things, guys, I know everybody, I appreciate you all. I love you so much. You have no idea. But the thing is that in a way, it's kind of sabotaging my business. And it's sabotage. If you call me all day long on Fridays and message me all day on Fridays, it's sabotaging the show Friday night because I can't get the blog post out. I can't get prepared for the show. And by calling in on my business line just to chat about the show or give me information, or you want to tell me about something that you want me to investigate for you for free, that's sabotaging my business life and my personal life. And I need this time and money to work and make a living. Now, on top of that, here we're in a situation where we have these opportunities, like with Hank Harrison, the father of Courtney Love. Here's this guy. We can go down there. I'm invited to his home. Ed, come to my home. Sit down in my living room with me and my wife. My wife knows more about all this stuff than I do. And we can sit there. We can videotape it. We can have a huge interview about his time with the Grateful Dead, about his time with the Kinsey, the electric Kool-Aid acid tests, all this kind of stuff like that. My God, this is great information that needs to be documented. No one else is out there documenting this stuff. I'm invited to come down there and do it. We don't have the money to do it, guys, and it's so frustrating. We need to put together some kind of a production company that can do this, get this information on record, and get it out there on Amazon. If you're an investor, you have money to put in, you're a sponsor, whatever, let's do this, and you'll share in the profits. We'll do it together. But this is historical information that no one else is trying to get out there that I have the opportunity to do. Dr. Judith Reisman's another one who investigated Kinsey. And she says to me, Ed, come on down. There's stuff in my library that no one has looked at before. You can come down and go through it all. You're welcome. Come down to Virginia. We don't have the money to do it. I don't have the staff to do it. We don't have the time to do it. I don't have the transportation to do it. But it's historical information that needs to get on the record that we need to get out there. It's important. Then we got this guy, St. John Hunt, the same thing. He said, oh, yeah, I got a locker full of material down there in California. It's in storage. I need someone to go get it for me. Okay, we can do that, guys. And, you know what I mean? We can really put something big together here, all of us together, and try and get this kind of stuff going. So that's where we are. Okay, it doesn't seem like my guest's going to be calling in, so we'll probably drop this unless somebody wants to call in and talk to me and cheer me up. We can do that. Okay. Otherwise, I can just rant and rave here. Hey, maybe I'll call Vic. She's in the other room. So we'll see what she has to say. We are tuned in on Sunday night from Alabama. Okay. Well, that's great, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay. Here we are. Sunday night, 6:22. No guest. Can't happen last week, too. So let's see. We talked about the member section. We talked about who's coming on next. Donald Trump running for president. I really want to put together a show on this. I'm trying to get a hold of a couple of guests to come on the show to talk about Donald Trump. In passing, as a joke, I've talked about my connections with Donald Trump and about how when Marla Maples was staying at my friend's apartment, and I'm sure, I made a couple of jokes about wiretapping their phones and selling it to the National Enquirer. And I just got back to Trump. I know who got back to him through as well, because I was talking about this stuff. What you got, me and Trump traveled in the same circles in New York City, okay? When I was out there in the nightclub business. And when I was out there, quote unquote, doing stuff, as they like to say. You're out there doing stuff, right? And so the Donald Trump that I know about is not the same Donald Trump that people see on TV at The Apprentice and stuff like that. Now, I made some mentions about my Jeffrey Epstein, about the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and his connections with Trump, and Trump's quotations about his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, and Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy. Trump loves Jeffrey Epstein, this convicted pedophile. Okay. But a lot of people also think, well, Trump's a great negotiator. He's a great businessman. You want to take a good look at that, okay? I grew up on Staten Island, all right? Trump inherited all his money from his dad, who owned slums on Staten Island, okay? He owned buildings and two-family homes that were in really bad neighborhoods and beat-up neighborhoods, and he didn't take care of these homes. And that was the foundation of Trump's wealth. Trump is a PR guy. He's a media guy. And he knows how to he's an egomaniac, and he knows how to get himself out in the press. So a lot of these businesses that people think that Trump runs, he really does not run these businesses. None of these casinos in Atlantic City are run by Donald Trump. The Trump Entertainment down in Atlantic City, Trump Taj Mahal. Trump does not run these places, okay? He licenses the use of his name to be put on these places, and that's how he gets paid. There's all kinds of lawsuits with his construction deals and his that have gone on. Amazing stuff. Where there was one lawsuit where his defense was, hey, man, anybody that knows me and gets into business with me knows they're going to lose money. Okay, they should have done their due diligence. And that's actually was part of his defense, and his daughter was involved in that. Then he had this Trump College where he was going to train people to be real estate moguls like him, and some people paid him $30,000 to go to Trump College and take some kind of Trump real estate course, which was nothing more than videotapes and crap like that. And the New York State, I guess the Consumer Affairs it was, whatever it was, but they shut it down, and they fined him, and there was a lawsuit. So there's no more Trump College, man. That's gone as well. So there's way more failures, business failures involving the name Trump than there's anything close to being successes. And there's a ton of bankruptcies, there's a ton of lawsuits, and that's Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump, who thinks Jeffrey Epstein is a great guy and likes him young. He likes his women. He likes them as much as I do. And he likes them on the young side. And that's a quote from Donald Trump. And then when they ask him about Bill Cosby, what do you think about Bill Cosby and these rape allegations? He says, well, Bill Cosby needs a better press agent. Okay, that's what Donald Trump says. So anybody who thinks Donald Trump is somehow on our side and somehow a friend of our cause, he's an outspoken friend of the working man, you're nuts. Okay, you're missing it. So there's that. Let's see. What else is going on out there? Another thing that's kind of got me bugged lately, and if anybody wants to call in, and argue with me or just talk to me or whatever, just listen to me rant and rave, 702-605-4894. 702-605-4894. And you call in and you get to talk to Ed Offerman. Anyway. Another thing is this whole business about that everything is going on, everything in the news is a false flag, and how they're shooting in this Charleston church here is a false flag. Okay, guys, when are we going to realize that there is a knee-jerk reaction to people that are researchers, internet researchers, and YouTubers, and this crew of people? That now that as soon as anything happens, their first reaction is to look and see if it's a crisis actors and it's fake and all this kind of stuff. And there's a knee-jerk reaction then to, well, this one doesn't look sad enough, and these people don't look sad, and this isn't going on, this isn't right, this is unusual. So everything must be fake, nothing really happened, and there's no shooting. It's empty. Guys, we really got to step back from that, because if they are doing something over and over and over again that wants us to take leap down this little, hop down this bunny trail, hippity hop, hippity hop, hippity hop. I watch it on TV. I suspect it's a false flag. Oh, this one doesn't look sad enough. This is suspicious. Oh, the shooter doesn't have a background that I can confirm. Oh, there's some weirdness went on at the arraignment. Okay, all these things, this could be a factor. Okay, but if they're creating a situation that has us going down this little bunny trail over and over and over again, that cannot be for our own good. That's some kind of trap that they're setting up for us. Okay, whether it's real or not, okay, let's put that aside for the moment. What I'm saying is we have to sit back, step back, and relax, and really take our time to examine each one of these cases. First of all, so that we don't make fools of ourselves, okay? And secondly, that we can really investigate these cases and come to a logical conclusion. There's a lot. I'm really getting disturbed by a lot of what I see out there in this alternative media, with people just with flat Earth and hollow Earth and two suns up in the sky. And you know me with the whole thing with the vibrational frequencies and then the densities, the higher densities, and the scalar energy, and all this kind of double talk and crap and BS, man, it's floating around out there. If we don't police ourselves and get a grip on ourselves, man, and start trying to sound like logical, reasonable people, everything we say is going to come off like total lunacy, you know? And we really need to sit back and sober up, okay? And decide if we want to come off, with some kind of credibility, or just run off after every wild goose chase that's thrown in our way. So anyway, that's where we are with that. So what we'll do is, I've been talking for a half hour. My guest does not seem to have shown up again. Second time. I know she has some kind of internet problems over there upstate New York. She visited that prison today. She sent pictures from it. I saw that, so I know that's for real. My number is 702-605-4894 if you want to take some time and kill some time. Hopefully this guest will show up, and then we can find her and call in or whatever. Otherwise, I guess we'll just end the show. Or if you have a topic or a suggestion, something you want to talk about, you can call in 702-605-4894. Let me think. Anything else on my mind? I think I'm pretty cool. I want to plug these guys again at The Bar. They have 4 locations here in Las Vegas. One is at Bermuda and St. Rose. Another one is at Flamingo and Grand Canyon. Another one is Tropicana and Durango. And there's another one on Las Vegas Boulevard. The guy was saying about how they got really good food there and stuff as well. So go down and check it out. So, big shout out to everybody out there. Happy Father's Day. Okay, hope you enjoyed my show tonight. It wasn't much of a show. I didn't have a guest, don't have much to say. No one called in. But what are you going to do, right? Oh, that's all we could do. Yeah, my guest didn't show up.
Oh.
Rick's here. Want me to call you up and say something?
Well, I mean, you were about to wrap up.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap up. So what we'll do is,
up.
so we'll just say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers
Kingmaker.
out there. Kingmaker, that's right. Kingmakers and all kind of stuff. Okay, guys, it's been great. Thank you very much. Maybe we'll do the show next week or during the week if I can get a hold of this guest. Maybe we'll record something. That might be a little safer to do it that way. So thank you all. Good night, and I'll see you Friday night with Dave McGowan, who is at the Center for an Informed America. And he's suffering from some cancer right now. He's going through chemotherapy. And we hope to hear from them this Friday night live, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on all our Friday night stations. And then his show will go into rotation. You can hear it all over the place. So good night, guys. I love you. Bye.